All right, guys, welcome back into another episode of To The Show Baseball Podcast presented by Beyond the Monster. I am your host, Andrew Parker, and today's episode, I'm right back into the Red Sox organization. We had Adonys Guzman on, who is part of the Oviedo trade with the Pirates. Guzman was another piece that came over, and we do kind of talk about the trade a little bit. We talk about what life has been like since joining the Red Sox organization, and he hit a home run in his first ever game as a professional with Bradenton last year with the Pirates, and we do talk about that and a little more. But before I do shoot to the interview here, whether you're watching me on YouTube right now, listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever it is you get your episodes, please like and subscribe. I'm making a big push right now on the YouTube channel. So I'm trying to get as many subscribers there as possible, and I appreciate every single one of them. But yeah, I will quit yapping here. And without further ado, let me shoot you on to the interview with Adonys Guzman. All right. I am joined by one of the newest members of the Red Sox organization as of this offseason, Adonys Guzman. And Adonys, I do want to start with the trade. Just want to get it out of the way. Obviously, it was something that may not have been on your radar, but I just want to ask, what do you feel about the trade? And I guess what was that process like for yourself?
I mean, like you said, I didn't really expect it going into it. I had just been drafted. I didn't even know you could get traded that quickly, honestly. But it's a blessing. I'm with a new team, and I get to play baseball every day. So it's a blessing in that aspect. And I'm meeting a whole bunch of new people every day. I get to play with some of my old teammates that I played with in college. So it's great. Feels good. The guys are great. There's a great culture and a great environment here right now. I'm loving it so far, thankfully.
I do have to ask as well, because this is I know minor leaguers sometimes find out about trades on Twitter or things on a Jeff Passan tweet. That's sadly the world we live in these days. How did you find out? Like, where were you? I guess what was your experience like?
So it was actually my birthday, and I was with a friend at my house. We were playing video games, whatever, about to get ready to go to dinner with some other friends. And I get a call from Ben Cherington from the Pirates, and he kind of started off the call normal, asking how we were doing. Like, I'm thinking it's just like a checkup on some draft guys. And then he says, "You've been traded." And I was like, "Oh, wait, what?" And he said the Red Sox, and I was like, "What?" So yeah, I was just hanging out. It was a bit of a hectic day just because of that. But yeah, it happened.
Did he at least tell you happy birthday?
I don't know. No, I don't know if he was aware that it was my birthday, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so obviously, you have the trade, and you find out it's the Red Sox, and once you get off the call at the Pirates, I'm sure you got a call from the Red Sox. What were you? What have been your impression? So I know it's only been, I think it's probably been just about a month now, but what have been your first impression so far of being with the Red Sox org?
It's been great. When we first came in, the first week was kind of like a assessment week. It's kind of getting my feet under me and kind of seeing what I do well, what I don't do well. And they kind of give me an assessment of what they got on me and what they think I need to improve on and the things that I do well. And lately we've just been building on that, trying to see what's best for me and what works best for me, and to get ready for the season and start off strong.
Yeah, and that actually, you just teed me up for my next question, so thank you for that. But what kind of things, I guess, so far this offseason, you're spending half your offseason with a different organization, and then you're brand new now to the Red Sox org, and you've been down in Fort Myers for only a couple of weeks. And what kind of things have you been working on this offseason? What have you been up to?
It's kind of some more simpler things on the defensive side. I'll start off with just kind of cleaning up some attack angles, being a little more consistent at the bottom of the zone, and having cleaner moves and paths. Just trying to perfect that craft, just trying to be as consistent as possible with that. And then on the offensive side is just kind of understanding the hitter I am a little bit, and understanding what I can be and what I can do. So just trying new things out on that end while still keeping my main focus, which is putting the bat on the ball, because I don't like to strike out much, but trying to add a little more power, trying some new different things on a daily basis, and just seeing what clicks and what works. But yeah, it's been great so far. I feel like I've learned so much over the past 3 weeks I've been here. I think it's going to be great for my overall development as a player.
Yeah, I will get to the hitting side in a second here, because obviously you hit a home run in your first ever professional game, which is very cool, by the way.
Yeah, that's sick.
But you you just kind of talked about you talked about your defensive game a little bit, and I don't want to say that might be your calling card, but let's just say for the fans out there that maybe didn't watch too much Arizona baseball over the last couple years up in the Northeast, and maybe they're not too familiar with you. What would you say? How would you describe yourself as a player? Like, where would you call? What would be your calling card? I guess could you? How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I think my defense is very strong attribute. I think I'm a really good hitter as well. But I think I can really impact games from the defensive end more than I think some people can. I have a really good arm, I would say. I like to throw. I like to try to make things happen as a catcher, which is sometimes looked down upon or try to be a little more like cautious with your throws. But I like to throw the ball. I know I have a good arm. And yeah, I mean, main thing we've been kind of working on here is just being more consistent, like I said, at the bottom of the zone and trying to be as best as I can with the receiving part because I have a really good arm, like I mentioned. I can block pretty well. So just trying to get as good as I can with the receiving portion. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw a stat that your pop times behind the plate are consistently under 1.9 seconds, which is pretty dang good. That's something that I know you were just talking about your arm a little bit, but I feel like that's nothing to sleep on there.
No, yeah. I've thankfully had a really good arm since I was young and been able to throw the ball really hard out the squat to second, so that helps a lot with that.
Okay. Yeah, no, obviously, I feel like that's another one of those things that, with social media, and I don't know if you're a big social media guy, but
I'm not for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I figured. Sometimes, man, I'm starting to look at some of the some of your birth years, and I'm just like, man, like I don't even feel like I'm that old, and you were born in the 2000s, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely on it.
Okay. All right, yeah. So that's like another thing that fans are kind of all over. Like, they love seeing the pop time. I know when Kyle Teo was drafted a couple years back, he had a pretty elite pop time as well, and they were all over that. So they're going to be liking you behind the plate. But all right, I got to ask. Obviously, we talked about it earlier about the your first career game in Bradenton. You hit a home run in the first game, and I know that you kind of just talked about that your defensive profile is what you kind of hang your hat on a lot. And, don't sell yourself short because you hit 9 home runs in your last year at Arizona. But what could you describe your offensive game to me? I guess what's something that fans are going to be seeing once you do make your debut with the Red Sox organization at the plate?
Yes, sir. I'm a guy who puts the bat on the ball. I like to make contact, but I also feel like I can drive the ball pretty well, gap to gap for some power. I don't like to sell out for power. I think I'm a guy who could be useful if I strike out less than 25, 30% of the time, and that could be more valuable for me as a player overall, given what I can do on the defensive end as well. So, yeah, I'm a guy that's going to put the ball in play. He's not going to strike out very much and still is going to hit some doubles and hit some homers. But, yeah, I think that's what best describes me as a hitter. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I almost just had to double take at your 2024 and 25 stats at Arizona. You walked more than you struck out in 2024, and you just barely struck out more than you walked in 2025. So I feel like the plate discipline there, it's there right now.
Yeah, that's something I really take pride in. And that's something my parents and my coach instilled in me as a young kid. It was just like, you rather put the ball in play than strike out. If you put the ball in play, something can happen. If you strike out, there's not much you can do. And as you get older, there's a lot more that goes into it now. Like, I'm not a guy who's going to steal a lot of bases, so there's not much value for me in hitting singles or ground balls, but which is why we're trying to work on getting a little more ball flight. And that's something I improved a lot on for my sophomore and junior year at Arizona, but just trying to be a little more consistent with that and seeing if I can get to the 20 homer mark in a season, which would be great. But I also would love to keep that strikeout rate down and take my walks as well, because I think those are just as valuable.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's been plenty of guys that have come through the Red Sox organization just over the last couple of years. And, I got a front row seat watching Chase Mydroth, who's now with the White Sox. And he literally got to the big leagues because his eye was so well. I mean, he knew how to work the plate better than I've ever seen in minor league baseball. And now he's a starting second baseman for the Chicago White Sox. So it gets you up there, man. It's those at-bats are awesome to watch. All right. So with all the news or with all the new things that have come about with you having a new org and down in Fort Myers now, you got your first professional spring training coming up. And I think it's always such a unique time because it's that one time of the year where every single player, coach, development staff, everybody is under the same roof, and you got guys from all over the organization there. What are you looking forward to the most about your first professional spring training?
Just learning. I mean, I feel like I've learned so much. Even the few weeks we've been here, there's a couple big leaguers down here already, and just about the way they work and the way they go about things. It's early February, and you see them; they're full out sweat and everything they're doing, and their precision is on point, their concentration is on point, and it's like this is what it looks like to be a professional. So it helps that they're around, and like I said, just really looking forward to learning as much as I can, seeing how they go about things, and seeing what a pro looks like at the end of the day. Because my first spring training, I didn't really get to play much. I got to play one game in low A for Bradenton. So yeah, just learning and seeing how it works and what spring training is about. And yeah, just really excited overall. That's something you dream of as a kid. It's like the start of the baseball season and everybody's so antsy and amped up. So I think it should be great.
Are you just like a little nervous about being the freshman on campus
No,
again?
no. I went through it already in college. I know my role, so I'm not going to be doing too much. I'm going to stay in my corner and just, like I said, watch and learn. So.
Okay, yeah, and that also, speaking of being a freshman, you have familiarity with the Boston area just from your freshman year at Boston College, and I know you played on the Cape as well, so you had a little more experience in Massachusetts. But are you excited at all to get back?
Like, I loved Boston when I was there, even though I'm from New York. I loved it. It was great. The only thing different from Boston and Arizona was pretty much the weather, but they were both great spots, and I really did enjoy my time there. I made some great friends, and I'm really excited to get back there. We actually got to play at Fenway one game against Virginia Tech, our ALS game, Pete Frady's game, and that was really special. We had our first baseman hit 2 homers that game, and it was an epic night overall. So I'd love to get back up to Fenway and have more nights like that in the future.
Yeah, I was gonna say once you get up to once you hit AA, man, you're New England the rest of the way through. So yeah, and obviously you had the time on the Cape as well, but there is something that we gotta address here. I know you're a New York guy, and I think Baseball Reference, it could be wrong, so forgive me if I am, but it says your birthplace is the Bronx. Is this frowned upon that you got traded over to the Red Sox? Like how does the family feel about this?
You want the real answer or the media answer? Which one?
Hey man, listen, there was a Red Sox legend from the Bronx.
Yeah, truthfully, they're really excited. Obviously, it's a team they're really familiar with. Obviously, but yeah, I did. My family, we were all Yankee fans. I'm gonna just say it. Yeah, we were all Yankee fans growing up. I lived not too far from the stadium. My dad had a pizza shop 3 blocks from the stadium, maybe 4 blocks. It was called Big Papa's. I spent a bunch of time there growing up. So yeah, Yankee Stadium was a big part of my childhood, but I guess I'm a Red Sox now, so that's the team I root for,
It happens, man. It happens. I mean, Manny Ramirez had the exact same steps as you so far. I mean, he grew up in the Bronx and he ended up a legend. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He'll never buy a beer ever again in the city of Boston. He's from the Bronx, man. It happens. So I had to ask. I saw the Bronx. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Okay. That's just a question I'm always like, I hope it doesn't get asked because I don't know how to answer it yet.
No, you're good, man. You can't. I guess you can't really change where you grew up, and you can't obviously. You didn't. You got traded. It's not like, and you know what? It's a job, and like you said earlier, it's like you're just blessed to be playing baseball, man.
Yeah, I get to play baseball every day, so I'm cool.
Nobody's gonna hold it over you. Nobody is. All right, cool. I have a few questions to ask just to get to know you a little bit, not on the field, because, obviously we can look at box scores and stats and all that stuff. But I like to get to know guys and have fans the opportunity to get to know you a little off the field as well. So I do want to ask, if you're not at the field, you're not training, you're not doing anything and you're just at home relaxing, what are you doing on your off days?
Not much. I mean, I'll play some video games with the guys, or we'll go out to eat on weekend if we're all bored, just hanging out, or maybe sit by the pool. What else would we do? That's pretty much it. I mean, not really much. Maybe go to the beach. There's beaches out here they've been talking about going to. I haven't been out to one out here yet since I've been here. But yeah, just try to have as much regular time as possible, do normal things off the field, but kind of hard with our schedule. So most of our days are get to the field, come home, sleep, do it again. So
Oh yeah, and
Mhm.
as you know, I don't know if you got a small taste of it, but every Monday you have an off day in minor league baseball, and
Mm.
that
Yeah, I
is
didn't know that.
oh, okay. I guess I
Yeah,
just
I
broke
didn't
some
know
news
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's unique about the minor league schedule is every single Monday is an off day. So it's like your series ends on Sunday, and you either
Mhm.
get on that bus to go wherever the next day, and it's usually a travel day for some teams. But so I always like asking that question to guys like during the seasons, like, what are you doing on the Monday off day? And a lot of them
Mhm.
say golf, but I didn't
Yeah,
hear
I
golf
don't know
out
how
of
to
you.
play golf. I'm not a much of a golfer, so I can't give that answer. Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So there is another question, and I'm not. It's not no hate to New York or anything like that, but
Mhm.
with you now being away from home and wherever you get assigned, obviously it's going to be far from New York.
Mhm.
So is there anything that you miss the most about home? And I'm not going to let you give family or friends because those are kind of assumed. But like, is there like any places you like to go, like restaurants or anything like that?
I mean, yeah. In New York, you go to any corner store and you get a best sandwich of your life, or at least
Okay.
sandwich that's worth the money. Probably that how easy it is to get sandwiches and food in New York. That's probably what I miss the most.
Okay. I'm gonna
Mhm.
let you. And did you say earlier that your dad owned a pizza place?
Yeah.
Does he still own it?
No. Nah,
Okay.
he sold it probably. I want to say like about 21, 8, 9 years ago.
Okay. All right. So this
Mhm.
is a hot take. This is like a lot of people will argue with this, but where is the best place to get a slice of pizza in New York City? Because everybody's got a different
You
answer.
see, like that was something for me. I never really went out to go get pizza. My dad owned a pizza shop. They know how to make pizza, so they'll just make it at home. You know what I mean? Like I
I didn't
never
even think about
really,
that.
yeah. Other than like the typical like, with my friends, let's grab a quick slice, and like whatever, pizza shop. I never really like went out and tried specific pizzas. So I can't really give you an answer on that other than my dad's old shop, Big Papa's.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I
Papa's.
didn't even think about that. That
Mhm.
you probably it's like the old phrase that moms used to say, like, hey, can we get this? We got that at home. Like you really did have pizza at home, probably. So
Exactly, the whole time.
that is
Yes, sir.
that is impressive. Okay. What obviously I know you had a little tie to Arizona whenever you did go out there. I think Kevin Vance was
Yeah. Mhm.
a common theme between going out to Arizona. So what I guess besides Kevin, like what else drew you to go play at Arizona?
One, they've had an incredible list of catchers that they've had come out to school. That was really attractive for me. Our head coach and our coaching staff, our head coach played and coached in the big leagues for a bunch of years, so he had that experience. He knew what being a pro is like, and I obviously had aspirations of playing professional baseball one day when I committed. So that really drew me to the school. Coach Vance was really great. Our hitting coach, they took me on a visit. They kind of showed me my stats from the year before and how they could help me improve going into my sophomore year. And everything they said came true. And I'm here now. So yeah, it was definitely the best decision I ever made in my life. But yeah, that the coaching staff and what they had like brewing there with the players and the guys they had coming in is what really drew me there.
Now you're a guy that comes from a cold weather state. Do you
Mhm.
you had experience going down to Arizona, being one of the first times you were in a warmer environment? Like,
Mhm.
did you like it? Like, what was the difference for yourself?
I mean, I loved it. I would say
Yeah,
there was no shoveling snow to leave your house on a random Wednesday or Tuesday. Like it was a lot easier to live out there than it is to live on the Northeast. But I still love Northeast. Not to hate on the Northeast. I'm still a New York kid at heart, but yeah, there was nothing like living on the West Coast and that weather. It was so easy. Like the day to day life, there was no like random inconveniences, and yeah, it was. I'm getting in my car and I'm going wherever I need to go, and it barely rains. Like I don't have to think about anything else.
it's
Especially as a
I'm
baseball
sure.
player, like we'd go out to practice and we had no like worry at all that it was gonna rain or snow or be too cold. Like we just go out there and practice every day.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably got some photos from back home of the snowstorm that hit the
Yes, yes.
Northeast.
It's all
Oh
over my
man,
my social media as well.
yeah, man.
I don't miss
Definitely
that part. Yeah, don't miss that.
definitely a perk being down
Mhm.
in Arizona or Florida for right now for yourself. But
Mhm.
Yeah, I always find it fascinating because obviously you see a lot of guys in professional baseball these days come from like, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Arizona, all these places. And I always think those guys that come from the cold weather states just got a little more grit on them because it's like they know what it's like to not be able to go outside and throw around. They're always indoors until like April. Like I just feel like you guys got a little more grit to you.
Yeah, I would say so too. I don't know if they'd agree with that, the guys on the West Coast, but I would say so too.
I got nothing against any of the guys from the warm weather states. They're just as good baseball players too. But man, like coming from the north, man, it's a whole different environment, especially trying to play baseball, as you know. All right, cool. So I got a couple questions left here, and I will let you slide. I gotta ask, and you grew up in such a unique area, so I'm gonna say maybe from your college experience. I always like asking this question because I'm a big food guy. I like trying new places, new chains, like anything like that that's around. And I always like to ask guys when I talk to them for the very first time for your Mount Rushmore. So like your top 4 of restaurant chains, and they can be sit down or like drive through. So I just need your top 4 go-to spots.
I have to think a little bit.
Because there's not really a whole lot of chains in New York City, but I feel
no,
like New York's a few.
Like overall. So like I might have to go one north, Italy. I don't know if you've ever had that Italian food. No, really chicken parm. I don't know if anything beats that. Okay. 2, might have to go Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that's it.
3.
This is the toughest question of the day.
Yeah, it really is. I'm trying to think because I want to throw McDonald's in there because McDonald's is like, I know everybody hates on it, but exactly, it's a staple. So McDonald's 3 and 4. Let me think. I don't really know.
Was there anything in Arizona that you really liked out there?
But it'd be like they had a good Mexican spot, Guadalajara.
You didn't hop on that In-N-Out train out there?
In-N-Out, but I would have put that on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, good call.
You know what I mean?
Good call.
Canes. I'll go Canes for.
Good man. All right. I mean, this is a Zaxby's podcast.
But like that much Mount Rushmore, but it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, Zaxby's is my goat, but it's okay. I love and respect Canes and Chick-fil-A, so I'll give that one to you. That was a pretty decent Mount Rushmore. All right, so I have one question left here, and I will let you slide. So I always like starting. Well, actually, since we're a little past New Year's now, but were you a guy that like on New Year's, like, do you set any like New Year's resolution or like goals for the year? Not that, yeah, same for me. So I'll word this question.
Goal since I was about 8 years old. That hasn't changed yet. So, yeah.
All right, good man. All right, so I'm gonna put you in the time machine here. And I'm going to fast forward you to November of 2026. So we are through your first full professional season is now under your belts. What kind of thing, like, is there like 1 or 2 things that you would like to accomplish by then? And when I say that, I mean like personal, on the field, like anything. Like, is there anything that you want to have accomplished by that time?
I'll start off by staying healthy. I feel like that's probably one of the biggest transitions from college to pro is just being able to stay healthy for the amount of games we play and as many games as we play. So 1, for sure, staying healthy, building a good routine for myself to be able to be out on the field every day, whether I'm in the lineup or not. And then I would also say, no, I think that's the main one because I mean it's hard. I've never experienced pro ball. I don't really know what to expect in terms of giving myself like this many home runs or I want to hit this.
Yeah.
It's really hard and that's super relative. So I mean, I would just say mainly going into this first year, staying healthy and just learning as much as possible, having an open ear and just taking things in and trying to gain as much knowledge as possible. I would say those are my biggest 2 things going into this year.
I could never hate on that goal because the best ability is always availability.
Exactly.
So if you stay healthy, man, that's half the battle right there.
Exactly.
All right, Adonis, I appreciate you doing this. Obviously, wishing you best of luck as we enter your first full year of pro ball. But thank you for doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be on.